Oh, it's off the post. It's 1-0. Pace again. 4-1 France.
World Cup watch for today, Monday, November 28th. A whole host of goals were scored. Listen to these score lines. Cameroon, they pulled off a thrilling 3-3 draw with Serbia. Then we have South Korea, they fell 3-2 to Ghana. Then Brazil, the Bajans' favorite, they won 1-0 over Switzerland. And then Portugal, they eased to a 2-0 victory over Uruguay. Now let's talk about Cameroon and Serbia. This was, well, obviously today is the last day that we have to wake up at 5:30 to watch any 6 a.m. games, and we signed off with a brilliant 6 a.m. game. Cameroon were into the lead early in the first half, and then in first half stoppage time, 2 goals in 150 seconds for Serbia. That got them the lead, but Cameroon just were relentless in the second half, and they came back and drew the game 3-3. And I think that's a good result for the Africans, and not a bad result for Serbia, even though they would have been looking to win. I know that group is wide open for the final day of group games, and it was good for Cameroon to to avoid defeat here, because a loss would have been their 9th straight at World Cup finals. You always get to the World Cup, but you can't win, and hopefully they can get a win in their final group game. Then we had Ghana, another victory, a victory for Africa. Ghana 3-2 over South Korea. South Korea made an attempted second half comeback, 2 goals in about 3 minutes, but once again, the African force, the Ghanaians, with all their support, and we have to note that there's tremendous support in Qatar for all of these African teams, and I think that is what propelled Ghana over the finish line, and they had 3 goals and 3 points. Let's see what happens in that group come the final day of group games. Also in that group, we had Brazil and Switzerland. Brazil got a 1-0 victory over Switzerland. Brazil really and truly didn't come out of second gear for the entire game. They just were in cruise control. Switzerland chased the game for the majority of it. Vinicius Jr. put Brazil ahead early, but that was disallowed for offside by VAR. How many times have we seen VAR disallow a goal? But then Casemiro, the Manchester United midfielder, he popped up with the winner, and Brazil now have rolled in to the last 16 without conceding a shot on target for the entire tournament. Then we had Portugal and Uruguay. Similar game. I think Portugal were good value again for the victory. Cristiano Ronaldo was lively. Bruno Fernandes as well was lively. And Uruguay just not a good performance. Another pretending team. In addition to Canada, I think Uruguay are some pretenders as well. Some big names in there, and just could not get it over the line. And still to score a goal, Uruguay, so they could go out of this group stage with a whimper. Of course, the first 2 games of every group are done, and now we move on to the final group games, which start tomorrow at 11 a.m. Listen to these games. Tuesday, November 29th at 11 a.m., we will see the conclusion of Group A, Netherlands versus Qatar, and Ecuador versus Senegal. I think the winner from Ecuador and Senegal will go through to the last 16. Then at 3 p.m., we have the conclusion of Group B, Wales versus England and Iran versus USA. And I suspect the 2 winners tomorrow will also advance to the round of 16. Stay here for all your news on World Cup Watch.